It's oh. Hello, everybody. It's President here. Welcome back. As you know, this is
an asshole. I'm sorry. I'm kind of laying in a chair like this. I took the world's greatest crap. And we'll just say nothing works from the hips down at this point.
Yeah. So like I said, we gave you guys our Lucha Underground thoughts on the wrestling promotion. So check that video out. It just got uploaded. But right now, we're going to talk about something that's not wrestling, but actually movie based. Because even though we love wrestling, there's another thing we also love, and that's movies. We're huge movie fans. Movies, TV shows.
Movies.
We like movies in general. I'm a movie fan. He's a movie fan. He's got way more movies than me.
Chicks with big old tits. See, I can make a song too.
Narrow, swimming in the ocean.
Anime chicks with big old tits.
I still don't know who that one chick is that you have a crush on. That anime chick.
Neither do I.
But you know who I'm talking about.
Slutty McBig Tits.
Jessica Rabbit.
There was a point in time, yes.
But anyways, now let's move on. As you can tell from the
those are kind of offset, but that's fine too. One's looking at me, one's staring at the guy at the other side of the bar. That's fine. As long as I got somebody's attention.
Hey, this is not the three booby girls from freaking Total Recall.
Oh, dude, you can't go wrong with that. You got one in each hand and one in your mouth. That's perfect.
Okay,
you don't have to arm wrestle for that one.
Moving on.
He's got a blatant point on that one. It's terrible, but yeah.
Moving on. Moving on.
Finally, too awesome.
Anyways, as you can tell from the title, we are going to be talking about Avengers: Age of Ultron. We are going to give our thoughts about, like I said, in this title, it says minor spoilers. So, yes, I'm going to tell you right now, there will be some spoilers. So, if you don't want to be spoiled,
turn this off and go yourself.
Yeah, go to a different video. Do not click on this video. We're giving you a warning. So, we are going to give you 3 seconds to click off this video before we start. Okay? 3, 2, 1. Okay, time for the movie. So Age of Ultron, very good movie, very, very good movie. It's one of the most hyped movies, I would say, in a while.
And this time they did not drop the bomb, thank God.
Well, they did with Avengers. I'm gonna tell a little story. He kind of lost respect for superhero movies after the whole Iron Man 3 thing. Personally, I don't think that ruined Marvel, because Marvel did way worse movies. Trust me, I've seen way worse.
Yes, we know about them. We know quite well.
Like Man-Thing or Swamp Thing. I'm surprised that was on the Sci-Fi Channel. But anyways, let's move on. We're here to talk about Age of Ultron. The first Avengers was a very good movie. People were considering it one of the best superhero movies of all time, next to Guardians of the Galaxy. Then we heard about a sequel called Age of Ultron. We saw the trailer. I thought it looked really awesome. And we saw it, and it was really good. Some people might like it better than the first. Some people think the first one's still better. Others think it's the same. We're here to talk about our thoughts about the movie and everything about it. Like I said, minor spoilers, but we'll go ahead and start with the premise of the movie. Pretty much, the beginning of the movie takes place with the Hydra soldiers from Captain America who worked for the Red Skull, who were Captain
and still left over from the war.
Yeah. If you saw Winter Soldier, the Hydra returns.
I never watched Winter Soldier, and just FYI, for those of you who are still trying to figure it out, I do believe that this movie is a sequel to Winter Soldier and Iron Man 2, and a prequel to Iron Man 3.
That's what he thinks. But remember, like, his house was destroyed.
I also never paid attention to if he had a deep chest, if he still had his chest piece. I just didn't care at that point.
Yeah. But that's a different topic. So they pretty much go back because they want to get the scepter back from the last movie where Loki left it and somehow Hydra got a hold of it to create weapons. At the end of Winter Soldier, you actually saw Hydra with the Loki stat and 2 boxes right next to each other. You saw Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, honestly indicating to this is definitely a sequel to. This is a sequel to not just the first Avengers, but to Winter Soldier, where it left off, where Hydra was trying to use the Tesseract as a weapon, or the staff, and they were using Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch as test subjects in a sense. Pretty much the Avengers come in, they, long story short, they defeat Hydra. Scarlet Witch kind of plays some mind games with Tony and kind of shows him the future, what will happen or what's to come. Pretty much an apocalypse.
Messes up the entire team of the Avengers, screws with their heads really well.
They pretty much all died. It's like
Quicksilver, still a smartass from X-Men, pretty damn good.
But now it's hilarious.
Yeah, this time he's got himself a bit of an accent.
But that doesn't really. Well, we know it's a different actor, so. But like I said, so pretty much what it is, I like to compare this movie to Pinocchio. Why do I like to compare it? Because in the trailer they flat compared it with the whole song "No Strings on Me," and people are already thinking that's actually a great, point about this movie. That's pretty much what it is. It's Pinocchio. Think about it. Tony Stark is the Geppetto, and Ultron is the Pinocchio. Geppetto created Pinocchio in the story and the movie. And Pinocchio kind of wanted to become a real boy. However, Pinocchio in this movie didn't want to become a real boy. He wanted to become the, species in a sense. He wanted all humans extinguished, and he wanted all machines to rule.
That is one mean anti-psychotic little wooden doll.
Except he's I would say like a 7-8 foot tall metal machine being that has mind of William Shakespeare.
Definitely does not like being thrown out of a plane by the Hulk.
That was hilarious.
No, I think the best part of the whole movie is when I was like, oh man, he ruined the grass. And he's just like, that man has no appreciation for garden lawn and for lawn keeping. And it's like, really? I thought it fast that he could say it. It was great.
Long story trying to make things sound, Iron Man ends up creating up Ultron. In fact, it wasn't like this was the first time they attempted. There actually was a file of Tony Stark trying to do the Ultron project, and he thought using the Tesseract, he could finally create Ultron. And at first, it didn't work, but ended up working and becoming artificial intelligence and ended up creating his own body and using that. And what I like about it is it wasn't just one body Ultron used. It was like as soon as that body was destroyed, he would transport to another one. And another one, and another one, he just got bigger and badder and meaner. So technically, you couldn't really destroy him, even if he was in. So heck, like when his minions were getting destroyed, he just kept on transporting to them constantly.
Not necessarily transporting, but basically transferring his subconscious into them. He technically was a hive mind that had control over whichever body he decided to keep at the time. And when one destroyed, he just delved back into the hive mind and got reinserted into a new body.
Yeah. So technically, he was artificial intelligence, so you couldn't really kill him. But like I said, the Avengers again are all likable. I like the fact that each of them have more character development. You got to learn a little bit more about Black Widow. You got to learn a little bit more about the Hulk and how he doesn't like becoming the Hulk. How he really just wants to disappear because he considers himself a monster. I like the fact that how you show Iron Man kind of being more like. He believes that what he's doing is good for society, but in reality, like it could be huge consequences, like the Vision, like how the Vision showed him, not the character Vision, but like how he saw from the Scarlet Witch.
I definitely love how they interjected the comedic issues in the entire movie. That's great.
Yeah.
Language? Pay attention to that part. It'll be throughout the entire movie, like I said it would.
Do you kiss your mother with that mouth?
Oh God, they're on me. So,
but yeah, like I said, I like the characters of each one. Here's a minor spoiler. I did not actually notice, but you learn more about Hawkeye, and he actually has a family, and he's married. And when they were even like during the beginning of the video, they're like, okay, so you have a girlfriend? It's like, no. And then he was like talking on his phone earlier, and like, who's that? And he's like, oh, it's my girlfriend. And then they're like, well, what are we going to do now? And he goes, we could go to a safe house. And they go to a house that's like a pregnant woman there. It's like, who's this? Is she an agent? And then you see two little kids come out and be like, No, those are little agents, mini agents.
More little agents.
That was awesome. And it turns out it was his family there, and they were kind of like surprised, like, wow, how come you never told us? Well, I kept it classified, and I wanted my family out of my files so no one would ever find out, which is smart, and I like the idea how you never knew Hawkeye ever had family. You always assume, oh, Hawkeye, Black Widow, we're going to get together because it was so obvious, but no, Hawkeye has his own family. Like I said, I really liked the character development in this movie. I liked how they were sticking to be allies, but they still had their breaking points, I like to say, kind of like in the first one, how they got kind of argued sometimes too with each other. I gotta mention this before we continue. We gotta pop up the Hulkbuster scene because that's as soon as that thing appeared in the trailer, everybody went batshit insane. It was talking about the Hulkbuster suit.
It's a legendary armor of Tony Stark. I mean, there is nothing more important.
Yeah.
Out of all the suits that he's ever worn, it's the most memorable because the Hulk has always been the top of the Marvel chain. He's always been the unstoppable force. It always has been. Every single time you see his character again, he's stronger than he was before. He's just like Goku. Every time you see him in an episode, he's stronger than the previous episode. Except he doesn't shoot things from his eyes. He literally rips them apart, which is perfect because, let's face facts, nothing says angry giant like angry giant ripping you apart. But the Hulkbuster Iron Man suit itself was one of the most impressive suits ever built by Tony Stark because of how much power it had. And not only that, but it lost absolutely no agility, no speed for its size and its strength. However, the problem was with the suit was if knocked out of the sky, if he did not catch himself, the amount of damage that the suit would take on itself was catastrophic, basically. If he fell from the sky and landed and hit, he destroyed half an acre of land. If it's a city, there goes a city block, at least. And we're also talking about the fact that it could possibly break his suit internally to crushing him like a little tiny cockroach. But that wasn't like the biggest part about it. Was, like I said, this is a suit designed for one thing, and that was to fight and contain the Hulk. It wasn't even to fight him. Originally, it was just to contain him. And the Hulk had been beaten, if I'm not mistaken, it's managed to contain him more than once. But there is a part where the Hulk does break it in half. He does defeat the Hulkbuster Iron Man. That's an old style comic a long time ago when I was young.
But that's it. The movie in general.
And it's one of the. Well, I'm saying that the Hulkbuster Iron Man armor is one of the most iconic Marvel things in their universe, and to see it come to life, it was like, wow. And they added that bonus part where if a piece was ripped off by the Hulk, he's got this little shrapnel ship thing that would just shoot him another replacement piece of it.
Yeah,
awesome additive, and I had no problem with them changing that portion of it. Great animation.
Yeah, it was like a 4 or 5 minute fight. It was so entertaining. They beat the hell out of each other.
And let's face facts. When Hulk spits his tooth out and looks down and smiles, and he goes, "Sorry," that was great. That was I gotta say though, for everything I know that Ultron was technically the main villain of the movie. I gotta say, Tony Stark in this movie, his character, was definitely the main antagonist. He was so set on himself, the arrogance in this movie, that he literally was blinded to even debate.
Exactly.
And it showed almost like he has had a corruption in his mind control something. And it's not. It's his arrogance, and he's literally letting these things happen. He's not thinking everything out the way he should be, and he's not hearing the other Avengers out. And what happens? He turns the team on itself. Half the team attacked the other half, though, and I was like, "Oh, that's not good." And let's just be fair, the Hulk was not one of them.
Yeah. Well,
it was a great movie, though.
Yeah, no, but like I said, when you mentioned that, that's actually good. Kind of like even though nobody really liked this movie a lot of people did was, compared to Spider-Man 3, how the main antagonist was not Sandman, it was not Venom, it wasn't the new Goblin, it was Spider-Man himself. How when he got the new suit, he was starting to become a jerk. He was starting to become more of a villain. He started actually killing, almost like killing. He became like the hero was the antagonist. Yes, Ultron.
The anti-hero.
Yeah, exactly.
To it as.
Yeah. But like I said, I like the quote Ultron used. How he has no strength. So in other words, he's not a puppet. He is a living being, and how humans are considered the puppeteers. But Ultron is pretty much saying there's no strains on me, but there's always strains on humans, and pretty much signifying that they get controlled all the time, and this and that. It's kind of hard to explain, but I like the fact that Ultron added truth into the mix. It wasn't just that villain where it's like I'm just gonna take over the world. It's like no, humans are a disgrace. He kind of reminded me of like a Knives or a Muhammad San type of character where he believes humans are destroying each other, humans are barbarians, and they have no control, and all they like to do is cause chaos. And Ultron's version of peace was just to extinguish the human race and just have machines take over because he believed machines were far superior, had better intelligence. That's why like Jarvis, he wanted to create like Jarvis / the Vision because he believed machinery was more intelligent and humans were kind of getting downplayed. He was trying to prove that to Tony Stark, and it kind of got to him a few times. We've clearly seen that. That's what I like about how, like you said, Ultron's goal was not to distinguish, but he was like tearing the team apart, and it was working at the time. And how even the second time where Tony Stark was trying to revive the Vision, try to take out the Hulk, and everyone's like, no, don't do it. And of course, Thor had the Vision, like, no, do it, trust me. And Jarvis ended up becoming the Vision, which I think we should talk about very quickly about the Vision. Which I called. Yeah. Well, I heard that he was supposed to have the same voice as Jarvis. We just didn't know if he was going to be played by the same character. I honestly didn't know. I do like that idea, though. Like I said, in the original comics, Ultron actually created the Vision as his own, and he was originally a bad guy until later he ended up being the one to destroy Ultron and join with the Avengers. But this one, Ultron did try to create Vision, but didn't 100% complete him unless the Avengers were the ones that brought him to life, and he was already a good guy ever since he met the Avengers. But at least it kept the formula where Vision was the one that destroyed Ultron in the end. I like the fact how he wears the jewel. I didn't know where one of the jewels is one of the gems of the Infinite Gauntlet. So now Vision has that, one of the biggest powers, one of the most destructive gems in the world. One bit of the gems of probably the most powerful weapon in existence that pretty much makes you God. I like that idea. Like I said,
to try to figure out what the Guardians of the Galaxy did with the red one. Or sorry, it was purple. That's right, it was purple.
That was one of them.
Oh, we still don't know what happened to that one.
I didn't even think about that. Totally forgot. That was one of the gems?
Yeah, they never actually explained what happened to the gem in that movie.
I'll have to rewatch it again. Maybe I will this weekend, just to get a try. I totally forgot.
I bet that is probably embedded in Star-Lord. And it could be embedded in that group, but I'd really hate to see that one.
Spoiler, people are already suggesting that Thanos is Star-Lord's father.
Sorry.
No, think about it. Remember how they said,
hey, I didn't foster no alien child and then give him up to some psycho alien dude with a
just hear me out. No, hear me out. Because this was actually hearing all over. Think about it. Remember how they said they didn't mention his father though. They didn't say like who he was. They just said remember how
DNA that's recumbent of an ancient alien race.
And that's why he was able to hold on to the stone us on, because most people or most species wouldn't even hang on that long.
Just would incinerate.
And there's only one being that can actually hang on to that longer, and that was Thanos, which makes sense.
You can't count Thanos because Thanos has a weapon that actually has it installed into it. Okay?
But he has
no matter. Look, you can take uranium and put it in a missile and touch the missile with your bare hands. You touch uranium with your bare hands, it's going to melt your hand and kill you. Okay? So I'm just saying that technically, you never see Thanos touch the stones. He has them inserted into his glove.
We don't know, though. He's lived for years, though.
He does have telekinetic powers to make it just float over it.
We'll just see. Maybe he finally did touch it for the first time, and he wielded it, and then later he decided to come with the gauntlet or something. But anyways, back sidetracked.
Yes, we do that a lot.
Yeah. But now let's go and talk about the main villain, Ultron, who everybody was psyched to see as well. Awesome character, awesome villain.
They did great. He was definitely psychotically imbalanced. It was great. It's like looking at family.
well, I like about
that guy.
Well, I like
Uncle
about
Ted. What are you doing in a metal suit? Where's mine?
Well, like what I like about this character is he's not the traditional like I'm just the badass. I'm here to take over the world. It's like he was very intelligent. He could speak. He kind of spoke truth in a sense. He was very I don't know how to say
verbal.
Yeah, verbal. He definitely, like I say, he had a lot of charisma. He was one of those kind of, almost like a fresh type of talent where he's not like Green Goblin, where he talks, but he's still completely psychotic. He just goes around killing people. He actually like tries to help people in this and help others.
I'm helping you, ripping his face off and pulling teeth.
But that's what I like about Ultron. It was a very interesting character. And spoiler, like I say, he ends up dying at the very end by we thought Scar Witch. We thought killed him, but there was once.
With all due technicality, we never actually see him die. It's assumed. It's an assumed scene. I'm just pointing out that there was.
Am I giving you the look like I want to kill you or something?
There was a bright light flash through the woods, and we did not see him actually get destroyed. And remember, Vision did not want to destroy him. He said, for the good of humanity to survive, he has to be destroyed. But he would rather not destroy him if he didn't have to. That's how unique he is. So, it leaves it on a cliffhanger, not guaranteeing that they went by the comic book series and killed him. Because remember, Vision's got his little... No, that's the other guy. Never mind.
That's Jarvis.
No, I was thinking about that one guy. That's Fate. That's Fate that I'm thinking about. Yeah, it's Fate. Never mind. I can't guarantee it still because he could have just destroyed most of his body and kept like his brain chip or something.
Let's talk about it very quickly because you were actually like, whoa, are they doing this? Where Ultron's plan, where he literally took a part of the city and completely cracked it, and he was lifting up in the sky and was gonna pretty much just crash it. And like, damn, I loved his reaction.
That's how I do it. If I touch it, the rocks will flip on their axes and turn it into a meteor. And I'm like, they're gonna do that anyways. That's the main job. What do you think they're going to do? Keep taking it into space and fire it at the sun?
Well, that's what I like about it, too, because even Iron Man was kind of saying we have no choice. We have to crash it down, even though it might cost thousands. But what happens? S.H.I.E.L.D. ended up coming back and saving it. It was like, I like that idea because you didn't think the S.H.I.E.L.D. for a second. You're kind of thinking, well, how are they going to stop the machine? How are they going to save all these people? And when S.H.I.E.L.D. came, I was like, oh, okay, now it makes sense.
You could also ask, at the end of it, what happened to all the vibranium? Well, you know that rocket that had the island was made out of, the rocket was made out of vibranium, the same material that Cap's shield's made out of.
Yeah.
He didn't just use it to make his body; he used it to make that entire thing, which is technically indestructible. But they might have destroyed the entire rock. So I'm kind of curious what they did with what they're going to do with it. So we'll see.
Yeah. What I was going to say? Let's talk about the final battle very quick. Again, very good. A lot of great moves done by these guys. Like in the beginning, I like the one where Captain America's riding the motorcycle. He does the flip and throws the motorcycle. It pretty much splits the Jeep in half.
Yeah.
Always impressive. I like the one where Thor, I think, hits the shield and he starts ricocheting towards all the machinery. I thought that was pretty cool too. A lot of good teamwork stuff. I gotta mention this because for the whole puzzle because I thought this was hilarious where he took the fist and just boom, 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 the whole thing's rapidly.
They're going, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep. Like, I'm just going, no.
Obviously, they mentioned CM Punk.
The first thing I thought was, he's pissing him off. He's just pissing him off. He's turning greener. Usually they start turning purple after the third hit. He's getting greener.
Dick move, Banner.
I did say that. Dick move, Banner. Dick move.
No, here's a minor spoiler. I honestly knew this was going to happen for, I would say, about maybe almost a month. I knew this was going to happen. Everyone knew Avenger was going to die in this movie, but people were always speculating, like, who's going to die? Who's going to die? Who makes the more sense? People were speculating Black Widow, but she's going to be part of Civil War and the next Avengers. People were speculating maybe
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye, yes, Hawkeye was probably the obvious one. But no, he did. But he almost did. But in reality, everybody kind of, my supervisor, I got to give credit to my supervisor, came up with this idea just because it made more sense, was, yes, and it is true, spoiler, it's Quicksilver that ends up dying. He ended up sacrificing himself to save Hawkeye. When they did the whole, like, Hawkeye with his family thing, like, please come back, this will be your last assignment. It was, I figured the simple cliche, like, well, we know he might die because they sometimes do that in movies.
Yeah.
And what happened? He actually ended up living thanks to Quicksilver, who was actually a big pain in the ass, and there was a lot of jokes with him. It's like, freaking kid, man.
Didn't see that, did you, man? Old man.
Yeah.
I never know. No one would ever know. How are you gonna make the arrow hit him?
He kept on grabbing it. But like I said, Quicksilver, I think everybody predicted this because Scarlet Witch and Vision ended up getting married later in the series, and they ended up becoming team members in the Civil War with Iron Man. So it's obvious why they kill off Quicksilver. I also gotta say, let's talk a lot about Scarlet Witch because she was another one of those characters that people have been waiting to see in a movie for a while. She did a great job. I think the actress did a very good job portraying her, and she was a badass in this movie as well, playing as a villain and then later on becoming a true Avenger. I really liked this character. I thought she was a pretty good badass. Like I said, she got a lot of good stuff. Now I definitely know who Scarlet Witch is. Instead of me going like, who's Scarlet Witch, what are her powers, I'm going to go, oh, that's Scarlet Witch, and this is what she can fucking do. You know, that's what I'm going to remember. Like I said, there's a lot more to talk about, but we just kind of wanted to talk about the basics of the movie. Like I said, great character development, great action scenes, a great memorable villain, a pretty good emotional death at the end, and of course, we better talk about the last scene was the end credit scene. I'm going to state this right now that people were saying links on YouTube about the whole Spider-Man thing, and it turned out that was actually fake. Someone else actually did that, and the director said himself that he had no part of the Spider-Man thing because he was not supposed to do an end credit thing. However, there was a pre-credit thing before the end credits, and that was the we saw the gauntlet, Infinity Gauntlet, Thanos grabbing it, which indicated that after Civil War they're going to do the 2 parts, and it's going to have Thanos in it, and that's going to be very curious what they do with that, and if they're going to include, you know, this guy right here, Deadpool, for obvious reasons, or they include the Contact Galaxy.
It'd be an obvious thing because with his movie coming out this year, it'd be an obvious.
Well, next year anyway. Yeah, and it just makes sense because Thanos is one that, you know, pretty much makes Deadpool invincible, and Guardians of the Galaxy's main villain is Thanos in the series, so it only makes sense that they all tie in somehow against Thanos. It just makes more sense. But that's our review. So if we had to rate this out of 10, I'd probably give it like a 9. I think it was really good, very awesome.
I think yeah, probably an 8.5.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Definitely go see it.
Yeah, definitely one of the better Marvel movies.
If you bought the Avengers, you'll buy the Avengers too. If you hated the Avengers, don't waste your time. If you thought the Avengers was like, this movie still isn't good, isn't for you. If you have to have liked the Avengers to want to see the Avengers too. It's not one of those simple action films. You won't be able to follow the plot holes and all this other stuff. So,
well, even if you don't know like everything like in the comics or anything, like a movie as its own, if you didn't know everything, it was still good and entertaining. So, like I said, that's pretty much our quick little review. So, I hope you guys enjoyed. Comment down below and tell us if you saw this movie. What did you think about it? We're definitely going to be seeing it again next weekend. So, hopefully, maybe we can talk maybe more in the future. Kind of, you know, give. Because usually if you watch a second time, usually you get a different feel and you learn more stuff about it, whether better or worse. So I'll definitely see a second time with Jose and his friends will hopefully be, you know, better or worse. So we're definitely going to check out next weekend. But that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget, watch our Lucha Underground Thoughts. That is uploaded right now. And then this video as well. And there will be more videos in the near future. I have to say right now, I gotta say these cups are awesome. I got the one with Ultron on it, which I think is cool, and I got a bucket, which is cool. for popcorn. So I think that's pretty cool. He got his own cup as well. His came with Iron Man though, but he didn't want it. So
I peed in mine.
Was it silver like freaking Ultron's?
Ultron doesn't pee. But apparently, he whistles through his broken teeth after he's got his face melted.
So that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time whenever we can. Maybe another draft video, or maybe a payback review in the next couple of weeks. But that's pretty much it. So all I just say is, good job, director. I keep forgetting your name, but good job on Avengers 2.
Hey, good job, dude.
Continue making movies because you do a really good job at them.
Don't M. Night Shyamalan it up.
Oh, and one more thing. The Stanley cameo was hilarious. Where he freaking takes the Thor drink and he's like, "Whoa!" That was hilarious. That's pretty much it. See you guys next time.
Wait.
Any last things to say?
There it is.